All right, hi guys. So this video is to help you with subtracting integers. So yesterday we talked about one way to subtract integers is to change the problem to addition with keep, change, change. That's one way. I'm going to show you a way to work backwards from subtraction on a number line. And this is just another way to subtract integers. Now, you don't have to like both ways. You don't have to use both ways. The whole goal is to find a way that makes sense to you and that helps you answer the problem. So whether it be using the number line or whether it be using keep, change, change, it's really going to be up to you, whichever way sticks for you. But I do want to do an exercise where we practice the number line method, which is going backwards. So this method is more like an undoing. So you're undoing the subtraction problem or you're undoing it to turn it into addition. And so you're going to click on the Desmos link. The first question looks like this. So it says n minus p, so negatives minus positives. So the subtraction problem, these are going to vary. So as you click refresh, you'll notice that these change. So feel free, you can do as many as you want to get a good practice. So I'm going to use this one. So it says the subtraction problem, -8 minus 2 equals something. This can be expressed as an addition problem with a missing add-in. So now it's writing it as 2 plus something is -8. So I want to pause here real quick and show you. So notice that a number minus something equals my answer. I can rewrite that because these two numbers should add to the first. This is something you haven't thought of, but you learned it back in first grade. So for example, 5 take away 1 is 4, and 1 plus 4 is 5. So that's why this relationship works. So 5 take away 1 is 4, and so 4 plus 1 is 5. So I can add these two numbers, which is what they did. So they're putting these over here as addition, and it should equal the first. So this is a relationship you probably learned, you just maybe never really thought about. 1, actually, let's not do 1. Let's do, oops.
I didn't get that.
Oops. There we go. Let me use a different color. Okay. So I'm going to show you one more time. So let's do 10 take away 3 is 7. And notice that 7 plus 3 is 10. So this relationship is true. So one number minus another equals your answer. And that answer they should be able to add back to the first. So thinking about this relationship, that the first number minus the second equals your answer, and that answer plus the second should be the first. So keeping this relationship in mind is how they're rewriting these problems, because these two numbers right here should add to the first. And if, again, I showed you with two examples, 7 plus 3 is 10, and 4 plus 1 is 5. So those relationships are true. Okay, so with that in mind, they rewrote it for you. They want you to move the green arrow represents the first change. So you'll notice that the green arrow is 2. So notice that the green arrow is 2. That's the first change. The purple arrow represents the second change. So for this one, the purple arrow it's missing. And the red dot is the sum. The red dot is the sum, which for this problem, it's all the way over here at -8. So notice those patterns. It wants you to adjust the purple arrow, and it's going to tell you where to end it. So adjust the purple arrow so that it ends at -8. So you're moving this purple dot. For me, I need the purple dot to touch the red dot. So I need the purple dot to touch the red dot, and you'll notice when that happens, a green box pops up. So you'll notice a green box pops up. So once you get it correct, the green box will pop up. It says, excellent, your model shows -8 minus 12 is -10. And this should make sense because, let me show you with the marker. Thinking back to that, these two have to add. Remember, these two have to add to the first. -10 plus 2 is -8. So -10 plus 2 is -8. And so -10 plus 2 is -8. So that makes sense why the answer for this problem is -10. So I can check it like that. All right, so the way you get credit on 1 through 8, the way you get credit on 1 through 8, you need this green box that says your model is correct. So if you're wondering if you did the problems correct, if you don't have this green box that says you're correct, then you're not done with that problem. So you're looking for your model shows it correctly. You can click refresh if you want to try it again and get a little more practice. But as soon as you get the green, once you feel like you have a good understanding of it and your box is green, you can click next to the next problem. So again, the way you get full credit is green box. Okay, and one more thing I want you to notice is that, again, this purple dot, it's connecting the green to the red. So the purple dot has to end at the red dot. So you're moving that purple dot until it ends at the red dot. Same thing for the next one. So now we're doing a positive minus a negative. So a positive number minus a negative number. Again, they're going to use that relationship that, remember, thinking back to 5 take away 1 is 4. We know that these two add to the first. So -4 plus something is going to add to 8. So -4 plus something is going to add to 8. So they just rewrote it for us. So these two numbers should add to the first. Look back at my regular example. So with that in mind, they started the problem for us. So -4 is the first change. So they've already done that for you. So you'll notice that the first one is green. Second one, the purple arrow, I don't know what it is yet. And then the sum, the red dot is the sum, which is 8. So you'll notice that the red dot is at 8. So I'm going to show you. So this is the red dot. And this is the green arrow. And the missing number is purple. So this is purple. So green is -4, red is 8. And what you need to do is, again, adjust the purple arrow to end at your red dot. So move the purple arrow until it ends at the red dot. And that green message will pop up. And so this is telling me that the missing number, the purple answer, is 12. And this should make sense because 12 plus -4 is 8. So 12 plus -4 is 8. So that relationship holds true. Another way you can think about it, if you're using keep, change, this kind of turns into a plus. And so 8 plus 4 is 12. So that's just a different way to think about it. But right now we're practicing this other kind of method that the answer plus the second equals the first. Okay, so again, you'll know you got this correct when the green box pops up that you've modeled it correctly. So 8 minus -4 is +12. So this is basically saying that -4 is 12 spaces away from 8. So -4 is 12 spaces away from 8. Okay, and again, if you want more practice, you can always click refresh and try it again. But make sure before you leave this slide, you have that green box. So the purple dot has to take you to the red. So the purple arrow takes you to the red dot. So we're exploring this pattern, this relationship. When you're done, click next. For number 3 and 4, now you have to move all 3 of the colors. So before 1 and 2, all you could do is move purple, and we noticed that purple has to be in line with red. For 3 and 4, you have to move all 3 dots. If you forgot where they go, they tell you right here. So it will depend on which problem you're on, but they rewrote this problem for us because remember, these 2 numbers add to the first. So 1 plus something is -8. So they rewrote it for us. And the first number is your green arrow. So be careful. This is a positive one. So if it's +1, make sure your green arrow is going to the +1. If it's -1, make sure it's at -1. So just double check that your first number matches the green number. I'm going to skip purple because I don't know what purple is yet. The red dot is the sum. So this is the red number. So for me, I would go over here. I need to move this red number until it matches the answer. It's -8, not +8. And then remember the purple arrow, you're going to move the purple arrow until it's in line or meets at the red. So you're moving that purple dot until it meets the red. Once you get a green box that pops up, you can move to the next one. So it's telling you that -8 minus 9, sorry, -8 minus 1 is -9. And that should make sense because -9 plus 1 is -8. So -9 plus 1 is -8. So that kind of makes sense that that would be the answer because -9 plus 1 is 8, -8. All right, so I'm going to repeat it one more time. You're looking for this green box before you move to the next one. You can click refresh to get more problems, but you want to see this box before you go next. All right, number 4, same idea. So it says model this subtraction problem as an addition. So the green arrow is the first change. So the green arrow right here is going to be the first number. So I'm going to move that green until it says 2 for me. Second number is purple, so I'm going to ignore that. And then the sum is the red dot. So for me, the sum is the answer for my addition problem. So that's -4. And you're going to move the purple arrow until it matches the red. So the purple arrow is trying to go to the red. So you can only move one side of the purple arrow, and it needs to touch the red dot. So it's taking you to the red dot. And so it's showing you that 2 plus -6. So if I add these together, I get -4. So -6 plus 2 is -4, and that is true. So it's showing you again that the answer and the second number add to the first. So -6 plus 2 is -4. That's true. Once you get this green box, go to the next one. All right. This time they don't give you the addition problem, so you kind of have to make it on your own. So let me go ahead and grab that marker. So remember our relationship. So these 2 numbers add to the first. So this number plus this number add to the first. So remember, this is like saying 6 plus something equals -9. So for these subtraction problems, this number is your first arrow. So notice where the 6 went. This number right here is your green arrow. The red dot is -9. So this is the red dot. And this is the purple arrow. So keep that pattern in mind. So red, green, purple. So keep that in mind. Red, green, purple. Because I'm basing it off this pattern right here. So you'll have a different problem depending on which one you click for refresh. First number is the red dot. Second is your green arrow. For this one, it's +6. And then the purple, you'll move it until you get that message. So purple kind of moves until you get the answer. And purple is your answer. So it's saying now enter the answer below. Well, purple is the answer. So since purple for me was -15, that's what I'm going to type in here. And you'll get, if you get it correct, it will say well done. If you get it wrong, it will say not quite. And if you want to type a different answer in, you have to click on the number, and then you'll be able to type it in there again. So I'm going to click refresh and show you with another problem. All right, so keeping this pattern in mind, this is no longer 6, that's no longer 9. So the first number is my dot, second number is my arrow. So for this one, it's -9. So I'm going to use this pattern. This is my red dot, so I would move my red dot to -7. Second number was -9, so I'm going to move this until it's -9. And then I have to move the purple dot until it's in line with the red. So notice that the purple and red, they have to go in line together. So again, this is like saying this number plus the answer is -7. And then when it says enter the answer below, remember your answer is whatever the purple number is. So the answer is whatever the purple number is. So for me, it's 2. And it will say well done when you get it correct. Okay, so hopefully you guys see the pattern now. So when you're using the number line, this is the red number. The second one is the green number. And the answer is the purple. So you'll use this method. Again, I'm not answering them because you'll have different ones. But red. So notice that -7, -7. Second number is the green, so -9, -9. Purple is your answer, and remember, purple has to line up with red. So you guys can play around with that until you have a green box. When you got the green box, you can go to the next one. So feel free to click refresh, try it again. You're practicing. You don't lose any points by practicing or getting them wrong or getting them right. So move it around until you see the answer. And then it says enter your answer. The answer is the purple arrow, so for me it would be 18. Once you have the green box and the well done message, you can click next to the next problem. Same thing, keep in mind the pattern. This is the red dot. This is the green arrow number. And the purple is your answer. So you'll move these numbers until you match these numbers right here. And remember, these two numbers should add to the first. So you're looking for -8 plus what is -7. So that purple arrow should be the question mark. So for like this one, I would move the red dot to -7. Green would be -8. And then I just move the purple around until I get the correct answer. All right, number 7, same thing. Keep in mind, and feel free to pause this video and match the pattern. Red dot, green arrow, purple arrow. because my goal is that these two will add to the dot. All right, so for me, it would be -8. The green arrow is -6. And then I would move this purple dot to my answer, which is taking it to that red. This time they don't tell you what the purple distance is, so you might have to count it. So for this one, it would be 1, 2, and it's going left. So notice that they don't give you the answer for purple. You're going to have to count it or figure it out. So like, let's say I did this one right here. Let me erase this real quick. So for this one, it would be, the first one would be 1. Second one is 1. And then I would move the purple to my answer. So 1 take away 1. Or I could do, first one is red, so -7. Second one is 8. And then I would move the purple to my answer. And I could count. If I wanted to figure out the answer, I could count. Well, I know that goes to 8 and then 7, so 8 plus 7. So I could type that here. Number 8, same kind of idea. So keep in mind that this is your red number. So you're going to move that red dot to match the first. Second number is your green arrow. So you're going to move it until it matches that number. And the purple arrow has to go to red. So the purple arrow is your answer. Remember, what you're really doing is adding these two together to get -8. So if I put -8 over here, that means my purple arrow is trying to get to -8. And so once I finish that, I'll put my answer here. Again, your answer is whatever purple is. This time you have to count it, 1, 2. It doesn't pop up like it was before, so you'll have to actually count it. And then don't forget to type your answer here, and you'll see a message that says well done. So once you click submit, it will tell you well done. So the way you get full credit is this green message. Now 9 and 10 are the last ones. They take away all your help, and they want you to approximate. So there's no numbers, it's just kind of like a rough idea of what it would look like. So keeping in mind my pattern, remember I basically want to add these two, and this will be my dot. So basically I want to add these two, and that will be my red dot. So I want to add these numbers and get the first. So if I'm trying to get to -24, that would be my answer. So I'm going to move the red dot to -24, probably be somewhere over here. So this would be my red dot, somewhere over there. My green arrow, if you remember the pattern, my green arrow was my first number that I add. So I know -17 would be somewhere over here. Now, -17 is a little closer to 0 than -24. So I know it's going to be on the left side of 0, but it's going to be closer than -24, which was red. So somewhere right here, it's approximation. And then remember that the purple dot has to be in line with the red. So keep in mind that the purple and the red have to be in line. So your picture should have kind of a rough idea. So this would be like -24, -17, and I know it needs to go this way. Next it says, enter the difference in the box. So there's 2 ways that you could solve this. So you could think about it as -17 plus what is -24. So you can think about it like that. You know it's going to be negative because it's going this way. So you know it's going to be negative. You can think about it like that. Or you can use keep, change, change. So if you're using keep, change, change, then you would keep -24. You would change this to addition, and change this to a positive 17. So this would change to negative 24 plus 17. So 2 ways to think about it. Either way will get you the correct answer. So however you want to think about it, either way you'll get the answer. You're going to type your answer in here. If it's wrong, it will tell you that you're wrong, and you'll click on the number, and you'll have another chance. So you're going to do that until you get it correct. Once it says, well done, you can go to number 10. And again, if you want a different problem, you can click refresh to practice. So if you want to try a different problem out, like maybe this one, you can use keep, change, change. Or you can think about it as negative 38 plus what is negative 41. So just a different way to think about it. So once you get the well done message, you can go to number 10. Same thing, create an approximation. So I'm going to click refresh. I'm going to do this one. So keep in mind the pattern. It's basically 29 plus what equals negative 36. So 29 plus something equals negative 36. So when I want to model it, this number is my dot, because I can see that's my answer. And this number is my green arrow. And then the purple has to meet the red. So negative 36, I know that's somewhere on the negative side. Positive 29, I know that's going to point somewhere to the right because it's positive. And then I know that the purple has to go from green to red. So the purple takes me from green to red. So that's my approximation. And then I would put my answer here. So 29 plus what is negative 36? Well, it kind of looks like it's going to be 26, because remember that was 26. This distance over here is 36. So I'm going to have to add this distance, and I'm going to have to add this distance. So I'm really going to have to add them together. And I know that it's going to the left. So my purple arrow is going left. So I got to add those two together, those two distances together, to get my answer for this problem. You can also think about it if you're using keep, change, change to answer these problems. That would be keep negative 36, change subtraction to addition, change positive 29 to negative 29. Somebody else brought up as well that they just like to put a little plus right here so that they can think about it like addition. You can do that as well. And so now hopefully we notice, oh, they're both negative. I'm going to add them and keep the negative direction. So you'll type your answer here. Again, if you get it wrong, it will say not quite. You'll click on the number. You can change your answer, and you're looking for a message that says well done. And then the last one, number 11, it just says drag the point to how confident you are. So how confident are you in this method? Do you like it? Are you kind of getting it? If you'd like to say more, you can. When you're done, don't forget to go back and turn it in. And I will see you guys tomorrow.